Joining us now from Mount St. Mary's University is President Timothy Trainor. In addition to his current role in leading the university, he also served a full career in the United States Army. He retired as a brigadier general and was the academic dean of the United States Military Academy at West Point. And from Mount St. Mary's Seminary, we're joined by Liam O'Shea Creel. He is a third-year seminarian and has been commissioned as an ensign in the United States Navy. His family has a long history of serving in our nation's military. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, Mr. Trainor, should we call you president or general?
You can call me President Tim Trainor. You can call me Tim. That's fine.
Well,
yeah,
President Trainor, I think, is going to work for us. But it's always good to know the balance between those two titles, both in leadership at the university, but also thank you for your service in leadership to our country and our military. From your perspective as a career soldier and observing and leading many others, how important was the presence and influence of the chaplain in your military units?
Oh, the chaplain was so important in our units. You know, one of the primary roles a chaplain serves is as a counselor and a person that soldiers can go to who's outside the chain of command, so to speak. So somebody who they can go to, trust in, and confide in and talk to them and receive counsel, whether it's spiritual or not. You know, several soldiers just have family issues they want to discuss, personal issues they want to discuss, and it's good to have somebody who's not in their chain of command or in their boss line, so to speak, that they can reach out and touch to. And of course, chaplains do such a wonderful job of also serving the spiritual needs of the unit and their family members.
So it's almost like the seal of the confessional. They can go to their chaplain with something and it's not going to go anywhere.
That's a great way to say it, yes.
Liam, to you as a seminarian, you could go in many directions when you became ordained. What inspired you to become a military chaplain?
Yeah, as you mentioned, my family tradition of serving, it definitely ignited a passion in me growing up to serve. And as it became more available or a greater opportunity as I continued in formation, I began the conversation asking if I could pray more about it, discern the call to serve as a chaplain. And as I asked the questions, the green lights kept coming, and so I followed, I guess, God's call to check it out more. And as I did, the confirmation came from my bishop saying he'd allow me to take this route. So
that's wonderful. President Trainor, while serving as an Army officer, did you see any special challenges for Catholic chaplains versus chaplains of other faiths?
Well, I think first, the biggest challenge is just there's so few Catholic chaplains out there. And so that's why I'm so inspired by folks like Liam and others like him who are choosing to step up and serve in the military in this important role as a chaplain and priest. Because our priests in units, our Catholic chaplains, are serving not just their units, but they're also running the parishes on the posts and serving many family members. So they have a large responsibility, a large flock, so to speak, a parish, if you will, that they serve. And so there's just so few of them. That's probably the biggest challenge I saw. But, all of our chaplains in the military serve so well. But I think that's probably the biggest challenge I saw with Catholic chaplains, just so few of them and having to serve so many people.
And the Archdiocese for Military Services tells us that Mount St. Mary's Seminary provides more military chaplains than any other Catholic seminary in America. That makes them incredibly unique. Liam, you first for this question. Why Mount St. Mary's for you?
It was actually an assignment given to me by my bishop. My diocese, Lincoln, Nebraska, has sent there for many years. And so when it came time for me to transition from college seminary to major seminary, I was given this assignment. They thought it would be a good fit for me, and it truly has been. So it was actually the place that helped foster the call and the discernment for military chaplaincy as well.
And how would you describe that fit? Is there something unique about the character or the people there?
There's men from all over the country, East Coast, Midwest, not quite the West Coast, but so it's a diverse group of guys. And then the location is historic, right next to Gettysburg, and it's outdoors. You can be on the mountains hiking. There's also just great families who's their father or their mother are professors. And so it's a family unit at the seminary, and it's been a great the people there make the place what it truly is. So.
President Trainor, what's your take on what's happening there on campus? What makes it so special?
Well, in addition to what Liam said, I would share that we're the second largest seminary in the U.S., close to the largest. So we have a lot of men here, and so there's a large population from which to draw. But it goes to the depth of service. We have service in our university mission statement. The final phrase of our mission statement is to lead lives of significance and service to God and others. So there's a big service component. We also have a strong Army ROTC program on campus, and our seminarians get involved with that in helping pastor to the needs of our ROTC cadets. And so it's just a big connection. And we're very close to D.C., as Liam said, so we have a good connection with the Archdiocesan of the Military Services. But it's that service connection, I think, runs deep in our seminarians and others on campus.
President Trainor, staying with you, just a little bit more insight on your personal involvement with the chaplaincy. In your experience in a combat theater with lives on the line, what happens if there aren't enough chaplains to lead Mass?
Well, that's a tough situation because that does happen. I will tell you, they try and have chaplains come to different areas. But I'd tell you a quick story. I was deploying with about 1,000-soldier task force to Honduras back in the late 1980s. Now, this wasn't a combat situation, but we were deploying for about 4 months to a very remote area. And our unit chaplain was a Baptist minister, and he realized we weren't going to get a Catholic priest to come to the unit very often. And so he knew I was Eucharistic minister, and he asked me to. He made arrangements with the Catholic chaplains there at Fort Bragg for me to take a ciborium full of consecrated hosts down to Honduras so I could run a communion service every Sunday for the unit. And it was quite an interesting, because the instructions they gave me was, make sure you keep this on your person. And so, being an airborne unit, we were parachuting into Honduras, so I was trying to figure out what to do with it. So I put it in my cargo pocket in my pants, and I just remember as I was floating down through the air with that parachute, just saying, I had it on my right side, just saying to myself, I got to land on my left side. But all jokes aside, it was a wonderful, I really felt probably the greatest spiritual connection I felt in my military service was that opportunity to provide a communion service on Sundays to our soldiers. And we ended up getting a Catholic chaplain to come maybe once every 6 weeks to our base camp. But it's those kind of situations that our chaplains just figure out how to adapt to the situations and meet the spiritual needs of all our soldiers, including our Catholic soldiers.
Especially with the Eucharist, knowing how important and essential it is to Catholic life and just to Catholic worship in general, knowing that it really is our Lord that was in your pocket. Last question for you, Liam. On Memorial Day weekend, we remember service and sacrifice. I know you talked about your family a little bit earlier, but who is a hero in your life that inspires you to those two virtues, service and sacrifice?
Wow. I'd have to say my father, although he served as a Marine, although he never saw combat, the service and honor and courage that he learned in the Marines led him to deeper conversion in his faith, which then led him to lead our family in that way. And so in many ways, my father and my mother, just the way they led our family, made service and sacrifice through how they raised us 5 kids and taught us to sacrifice what we can for those who need it and to serve others. Those two really are, I'd say, my heroes, especially coming into Memorial Day.
They sound like true heroes. President Trainor and Liam, thank you so much first for your service on behalf of all of EWTN. We wish you a very happy Memorial Day, and we will be praying for you.